Introducing a brief history of alcohol. From the earliest settlers to our founding fathers, from the ancient Egyptians to the czars of Russia, alcohol has been a component of human civilization since the very beginning. Evidence suggests that beer was one of the earliest recipes created by man. In fact, the art of brewing has existed since 10,000 BC. Fast forward to the Middle Ages, where alcoholic beverages were a safe alternative to unclean drinking water. So significant were these beverages to society that the recipes were safeguarded in monasteries. Also at this time, alcohol first began to be used recreationally. Looking ahead to modern times, alcohol's purpose has remained relatively the same, but society's outlook has changed drastically over generations. The American Prohibition movement stems from temperance unions established in the mid-19th century. A vicious debate between wets and dries escalated until Prohibition was instated by the 18th Amendment. America was officially bone dry. Well, sort of. Bootleggers and organized crime quickly quenched the nation's thirst. Prohibition became increasingly unpopular during the Great Depression, and with the passing of the 21st Amendment in 1933, the ban on alcohol was officially lifted. Well, sort of. By law, alcohol sales were legal unless otherwise banned by local legislation, which leads us to today. 90% of areas in the U.S. are wet, while a measly 10% still remain in the same antiquated Prohibition-era mindset.
Welcome to Somerset. With our small-town appeal, outdoor attractions, and a burgeoning nightlife. Somerset is like a gym. But like every gym, it could use some polishing. High unemployment soars above both the state and national averages. Stifled economic growth leaves our town in the past, while untapped tourism resources hinder us from reaching our full potential. Legalizing alcohol sales would not only help solve these problems, but would hasten Somerset's future success and bring about much-needed progress. The average Applebee's employs around 100 individuals. With the addition of new alcohol-serving establishments come jobs not only in service but in construction and delivery. Alcohol revenues would provide a much-needed boost to our local economy by keeping tax dollars here rather than out of the county. Don't believe us? Just ask our good friends up the road in Danville. After going wet in 2010, Danville, a town strikingly similar to Somerset, has reaped the benefits of alcohol sales through a drastic spike in city revenues, increased competitiveness of restaurants, and a renewed interest in downtown public nightlife. But we have something that Danville doesn't: Lake Cumberland. The lake draws millions of out-of-town tourists per year, and any lakeside cleanup will prove that yes, tourists do enjoy alcohol. Why should we sit back and watch our town miss out on a great economic opportunity? Why should we waste such great potential due to fear of change? Why should we relinquish ourselves as a second-rate town? We shouldn't, but there are some that would argue with progress. With statements based on misconceptions and misinformation, they want to argue that the introduction of alcohol will result in a liquor store on every corner, when in reality the number of liquor stores per capita is related to the population. They want to argue that the number of DUIs will increase, when in reality evidence proves that DUI rates are actually higher in dry counties than wet. They demonstrate a lack of faith in their police force, which is more qualified to handle said responsibilities. Their logic falls victim to a slippery slope whenever they imply that Somerset will be a home for drunks and the scum of the earth. They need to understand that voting yes does not vote away control and regulation of alcohol, but rather empowers the community with the means to guide their future responsibility. If you are 18 and registered to vote in the Somerset city limits, get informed, get out, and vote yes for progress on June 26th.